You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I only have a certain budget.
No problem. Right now at the LASIK Vision Institute, get 20% off LASIK when treated in April. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes, plus guaranteed financing options. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your journey towards 20/20 vision. Must mention this promotion and be treated in April of 2024 to qualify. 20% off standard price of Wave Light procedure. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to GetLVILASIK.com for details. At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I'm so busy right now.
We offer a mix of convenient days and times, including 30-minute virtual appointments to fit your schedule.
I would love it, but I have astigmatism.
We treat thousands of patients with astigmatism every month with great outcomes. The LASIK Vision Institute is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your LASIK journey.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
I am Conor McGregor, multiple weight MMA champion. I'm a fighter and I've been through many battles in the octagon. Many consider my fights in the octagon heroic, but the real life heroes are those men and women who fight to protect us every day. The real life fighters, the real life heroes, are the firefighters and police officers. These first responders are true heroes, because these brave men and women put themselves in the line of danger every single day protecting us all. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation ensures that first responders from fire, EMS and police departments who are killed in the line of duty with young children have a home without the burden of a mortgage. They are my heroes. They need our help today. I'd like to ask you to join me in donating $11 a month to support their efforts. Your $11 a month honours and supports our first responders. Please call now at 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For JD Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new Signature Wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mixed with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and... she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in the plate. I guess that's why they call it God's country.
Good afternoon, America, and hello, Oklahoma. This is the Rick Robinson Show, live right here on KLOnRadio.com. We used to do this thing every Tuesday through Friday between the hours of 3 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern. I think we're changing it because Monday's not really going to be able to be a day off for me anymore. So most of the time, it will be Monday through Friday. There may be one Monday a month that I take off for appointments, etc. Because I've noticed that, well, let's be honest, sometimes you can't get things done unless you take a day off in the week. And one Monday a month will probably be that day for me. Anyway, so we're here. We're live. This is going to be a little bit of a different show because it is Memorial Day. I also found a really amped up version of one of my favorite songs as of late, so that may actually become the standing intro for a while. I didn't know this version existed. That is State of Mind with Drew Jacobs doing God's Country. Now, because it is Memorial Day, we're going to change gears. So I don't feel like it's appropriate that we open the show any other way. So here we go. Hang on, I just realized this probably won't work, but I'm going to try. Hang on. Let me do this so you guys don't hear the transition sounding weird. So we're going to bring that down. I know. I warned you guys last night while I'm figuring out the new board. I'm going to be talking to myself a little bit. But we do have a new board. So if you're wondering why I sound so much differently, that would be why. All right. So, like I said, doesn't feel right starting a Memorial Day show without playing this. And it will be played in its entirety because we have the rights to play it per the people that wrote it. So...
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to rename the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
All right, and what better way to start the Memorial Day edition of the Rick Robinson Show other than with the rocked out version of Madison Rising singing the Star Spangled Banner. I have all three of their versions and permission to play all three, so we may actually just kind of intersperse those today as extra breaks instead of playing extra commercials. Because why not? It's Memorial Day. Let's have a little bit of fun. Because this is actually a somber occasion. Let's not forget that. But it's okay to have fun while you're also trying to be somber. Because that's what today's about. Now, a lot of folks try to intersperse Veterans Day and Memorial Day, and I really try not to do that. So, and I've seen some other people doing it, and I get it, but this is really about those, primarily those who have fought, bled, and died for this country. And to me, even for a lesser extent, those who fought, bled, and then eventually died and aren't here with us anymore. Because those are the ones, in my opinion, that really need to be remembered. Veterans have their own day. This is for the people who didn't make it home, or this is for the people who did make it home and eventually were able to live their lives, enjoy their days, and are now hopefully home with Jesus. So that's just my take on it. You guys can celebrate it however you want. I will say that when this show is done, I will encourage everyone to turn off your phones, turn off your computers, go touch some grass, join a barbecue, host a barbecue, spend some time with some friends and family. My good friend Gene Baradelli put that on Facebook earlier, and I really couldn't agree with it anymore if I tried. All right, so one thing that I want to play real quick, like I said, we're going to have a little bit more fun today because it's Memorial Day, and it's, one of those things. And there'll be some patriotic stuff, of course. This is something that I heard, and after reading what Donald Trump put out on Truth Social today, I wish we got more of this Trump and less of that Trump. But let's give this a listen, shall we? Oh, I forgot to kill the music on the other side. I was like, why is it not playing? Oh, because you didn't do the right thing. New board. Who dis? All right, this should... Which one? Hang on. This is what happens when you have two versions of the same thing open and you're not sure which one you've shut down or not. Haha. All right, I think I got it now. New board. Who dis? Like I said, before I realized I pressed the wrong button, I wish we got more of this Trump and less of Truth Social Trump.
In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. You must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage to take it and to do it. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability, and they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself and be totally unafraid to challenge entrenched interests and failed power structure.
All I'm going to say again is I wish we got more of that Trump and less of True Social Trump, because he put out... Hey, don't get me wrong. Everybody's making fun of what he said on True Social today. I agree with probably about 80% of it. But still, doesn't necessarily mean today was the day to put it out. Because today's not supposed to be about you, sir. It's about people that were left behind. It's about the people left behind from Benghazi. It's about the people left behind in Afghanistan that were abandoned by our country, which has never in history happened before. We are the people that are known in battle for not leaving people behind, and now we've done it under two separate administrations, which are basically offshoots of the same administration, so I completely understand that. But at the same time, it's something that should be being addressed and should be being discussed, and it is not. Because the entire country is on fire right now. So it's really hard to figure out which parts to triage and which parts can wait. That's the part that I'm struggling with even now, doing this full time. Sometimes it's so hard to be inundated with this stuff every single day and have to wade through it and figure out what I want to talk about, what I should talk about, what needs to be talked about. And some days I just can't do it. I mean, everybody picks on me because there's days when I just don't do shows because I've gotten to the point where I'm doing shows pretty much 7 days a week, most of the time one way or the other, plus trying to write for 2 or 3 outlets. But there are just some days when I just cannot do it. And it's not because I don't want to do it. It's because I'm overwhelmed by everything that we're looking at. I'm watching college students pander to terrorists. This is something that I thought I would never see in this country. And on Memorial Day specifically, we should be talking about these things because the people that have died for your freedoms would be rolling over in their graves for what we've done with them and to them. You guys realize that we don't have 70% of the freedoms that we once had in this country, but we still keep trying to convince ourselves that we do? Do you know there was a time that you didn't need the government's permission to be able to go fishing? I need you to let that part sink in. You have to have the government's permission to be able to go fish. How free are we actually? You have to have the government's permission to be able to hunt. How free are we actually? You have to have the government's permission to drive. That was never a thing until recently, with the invention of the automobile. In some cases, you have to prove that your vehicle is roadworthy to be able to keep it on the road. You have to pay for insurance in the hopes that you never have to use it. Or you can be fined or have your license or even your registration suspended, depending on where you live. How free are we? And why are we suddenly okay with that lack of freedom? I mean, I talk about this day in, day out, week in, week out. But if you actually took a moment and looked at how much they take out of your paycheck in taxes and all of the other things that are technically taxes that they name other things, and then you take a look at how much they tax you to spend the money that they've already taxed on the things that you need. Not that you want, the things that you need. Why are needs taxed in this nation? I mean, people act like food and shelter are a right. I wouldn't say that, but they are a need. I mean, that's just the truth of it. You have to have some kind of shelter. Why are we taxed to death for owning property? So on this Memorial Day, the one thing that I would ask that you do, that I would recommend that you do, is start thinking about where your red line is, because those days are coming when you're going to have to decide where your red line is at. As for me, they passed mine a long time ago. It's why I do what I do. This was never what I intended to do. But this is why I do what I do. Because my red lines were passed the moment that my first company, my one real dream, died. I think on some level that's why I've been slow rolling this one for 16 years. I'm just being honest. It's why after listening to last night's show, I'm kicking myself for not making this purchase 5-6 years ago. Because I'm thinking about where I could have been if even I wasn't turned off by the show quality I've been putting out for the longest time using lesser equipment. And like, was that a subconscious thing? Because I've been talking to a lot of folks lately about being afraid to chase their dreams. And here I am trying to chase mine, but only half-heartedly doing it. And it's something that even I'm having to come to terms with, because I've gotten further than most, but I'm not where I should be. But again, part of it is I'm openly and willfully and willingly trying to fight a machine that I helped create with my silence and my complicitness. I said this yesterday. And Gen X, really all we were trying to do was live our lives and be left alone. Because we were willing to do that, we've allowed the boomers to stay in power longer than they ever should have been, because we were just like, oh, just leave us alone, let us do our thing. It's what you've done the whole time anyway. And then the millennials came along, and we, of course, thumbed our noses at them for a little bit, and then realized that, maybe they're not quite as bad as we thought. Then Gen Z came along, and all of a sudden half of them are like, real communism has never been tried. Oh, yeah, and it's failed every single time it's been tried, just for the record. America sucks. No, actually, it's better than pretty much any other place on the planet. You're just so wrapped up in indoctrination, you can't see it. Gen X is the worst. Maybe we are, but we're also the least populous generation because we killed a lot of our people off. Darwin for the win. So these are the things that I've been struggling with, very much so, especially for the last few days. So, and I found something that I shared with somebody else. This is what we're playing in lieu of the 2:30 break today. 3:30 for those of you on the East Coast. And some of you are going to hate it because you're not going to like who's saying it, but it's still things that need to be said. All right, let's get it queued up.
No one's good at everything. I mean, that's just not the way life works. What you know is very limited, and what you don't know is limitless.
The man who led us to 6 Super Bowls.
Those who stay will be champions.
War number 12, the greatest of all time, right here in Tom Brady.
If I want to be the best, I got to beat the best. Man, if I want to be good, I gotta wake up in the morning, I gotta do the extra work, and I gotta show up when other guys aren't, and I've got to learn, I've got to continue to be open to learning. But I had to take it to a new level that the other guys wouldn't. Nothing was given to me. So I'm gonna go out there and compete as hard as I can, and I'm gonna treat practice like a game, and I'm gonna gain the respect of my teammates every day through my work ethic. I'm gonna work hard in the weight room. I'm gonna work hard in the film room. I'm gonna work hard to be a good student. Whatever they ask me to do, that's what I'm gonna do, to the best of my ability. I never once in my life ever said I wanted to be the best of all time. I'm just a story like everybody else. I wanted to be the best I could be, period. And I said, be proud of the man in the glass. Be proud of that man that wakes up every day and does the best he can do with his priorities. So we're all talented at certain things, but we can really continue to improve our weaknesses if we're humble enough to identify them, and we can build on our strengths. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is getting. Whenever you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You treat it like it's the Super Bowl. You treat it like it's game day. Go out there and treat practice like no one else does. And you have an opportunity every day to surround yourself with people to help you grow. You know, I always said we play for the name on the front of our jersey was the Patriots or the Bucks, and I played for the name on the back of the jersey, which was my family and the people that encouraged me. I was so blessed to have this discipline over a really long period of time. It was a lot of tough competition. But I was never, I would say, like a prodigy. You know, I wasn't like the kid where you see Tiger Woods swinging on the Johnny Carson show at 2 or 3 years old, and you know his swing looks as good as it did at 3 years old as it did, you know, as he grew older. Or you know, certain players that had this unbelievable prodigy aspect to themselves. I saw myself as someone who probably had some other traits that maybe were hard to identify, but that were really sustainable over time, which was, I would say, work ethic and discipline. There was this discipline that I had that even as 13, 14, 15 years old, where all these other boys were, I went to an all-boy school in the Bay Area, and I remember showing up my first day as freshman year. I didn't have much, you know, hair under my arms or anything like that. I was like, and these other kids came in shaving, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I didn't know how to put the pads on in my pants when I tried out for freshman football. I mean, I had never played until that point except in the street. So these kids came out there, they had, you know, helmets and shoulder pads that they had worn for 4 years. I went on the field and I was like, I'm going to get killed out here, you know. And my freshman year, I didn't even play. I was the backup quarterback on a team that went 0-8. I couldn't get on the field, and we never won a game anyway. I mean, it's one thing to be the starting quarterback and to lose. If they don't even think you're good enough to be a starting quarterback on a team that's 0-8, you must really suck. So naturally, I was like, oh, cool, I'll continue to, you know, work on my skill. A lot of it was even going into my second year in high school, there were workouts in the morning at 6 a.m. before school. And I was like, okay, I can get up at 6 a.m. and I can go do these rope drills where you'd run through the ropes. You see a lot of people do that. There were these hills that we would run up. And there was probably less than 10 people there, but I was probably one of the 3 that were there almost every single day to try to continue to push myself to grow in these maybe physical areas that I was really behind a lot of the other people at. And I went in there, competed really hard my 3rd year, and I lost the starting job to Brian Griese. So I go into my 4th year, and I was like, now's my time. I worked hard to compete my first 3 years. Going into my 4th year, I got a great opportunity to play. And they recruited a kid named Drew Henson, and I was like, the competition's relentless. At first I was looking at the guys ahead of me. Now I got to be looking down at the guys behind me too. And going into my 4th year, my teammates named me team captain, and I won the starting job. We had a good year. We finished 10-3, you know, beat everyone out. And then I showed up, and Coach Carr says, well, you're going to compete with Drew Henson to be the starter going into your 5th year. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You want me to compete? That's what we're gonna do. I competed really hard again in my 5th year. Took it to a new level. Thought about my conditioning, my strength. Thought about how I was doing making my decisions off the field. I was starting to play really good. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna have a chance. Coach Carr called me in and he said, well, Tom, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna start. Drew, you're gonna play the 2nd quarter. And I'm gonna decide at halftime who plays the rest of the year. Coach Carr said, the platoon's off. Tom's playing the rest of the year. We didn't lose a game the rest of the season. It was a tough battle for me. It was a tough go. It was tough in high school. It was really tough in college. So, of course, now I'm going to the NFL draft. And I'm like, all these pro coaches must have seen how good I was. Man, I'm going to be a second-round pick. Round 1, 2, and here we go. 6th round, pick 199. And I was like, all right, I'm going to make all those other teams pay. Like I said, I wasn't the prodigy. I learned about work ethic. I learned about resilience. I learned about gaining the trust and the respect of my teammates and coaches to name me captain. I learned about how to dig deep within myself, a long way from home without a ton of support. I was so motivated to be the best I could be that I wasn't motivated to be the starter. I wasn't motivated to win the Super Bowl. I just was motivated to give my best, do the best with the opportunity I got, and to never let my teammates down. All those experiences that we think are the hardest things in our life end up being the best experience in our life, because if you approach it with humility and you look inward, they become the best opportunities for growth and learning. But most people could say, man, I want to exercise for one day. Or I want to be more hydrated for one day. Well, can you do it for a week? Well, that's more discipline, right? Can you do it for a month? That's more discipline. No one's good at everything.
All right, well, that didn't work out well. We made it almost to the end before I got busy looking for something else and realized I was doing it on the same tab. Anyway, board may sound good. Guy behind the board, sometimes I wonder about him. Just saying. Anyway, all right, so let me look at something real quick. Still looking for the kid whose video I found yesterday that now I can't find, and I'm kind of mad about it. Would have been perfect for today, and I went to go look for it and still couldn't find it. Anyway, still plenty of other things to talk about, so we'll just get on to those. All right, so in the not Memorial Day section of the show, because there'll be a couple of those, this is from our friends at PJ Media. Did Joe Biden just commit another crime to protect Hunter? This is Dateline today at 10:04 a.m., again from PJ Media, written by Matt Margolis. The Biden family is neck deep in corruption, and yet time after time it becomes increasingly clear that they feel they can get away with it. Even as Hunter Biden faces criminal charges and tax charges, and Joe Biden is the subject of an impeachment inquiry, they just can't help themselves. Perhaps they figure that since the media is on their side, they don't have to worry about honest coverage blowing their cover. And they are mostly right. The mainstream media has been insisting for months now that House Republicans have turned up no evidence of corruption by Joe Biden, which is, of course, patently false. Meanwhile, it remains to be seen how the media will cover Hunter Biden's trial, or even if they will cover it at all. But something tells me that the media will largely ignore a late-breaking development in the story. According to a White House poll report, Joe Biden made a rather curious visit to his son, Beau Biden's widow Haley Biden, Sunday night. The president is at the home of Haley Biden, the widow of his late son, Beau, per the White House press office, SV Diate. The White House correspondent of HuffPost wrote in the report, press pool is holding in the press van. Why did Joe Biden visit Haley Biden? Does he usually make house calls to his late son's former wife? I suspect not, but why did this happen on Sunday night of all nights? Could it be that mere days earlier it was reported that special counsel David Weiss is planning to call Haley Biden as a witness in Hunter Biden's gun trial? Prosecutors in the gun case against Hunter Biden in Delaware intend to call his ex-wife, as well as the late Beau Biden's wife, to testify as witnesses, NBC reported Thursday, just 3 days before Joe Biden paid Haley a visit. As PJ Media has previously reported, Haley Biden was involved in the October 23, 2018 incident with Hunter involving his illegally obtained .38 revolver. Are we really expected to believe that Biden's visit to Haley Biden mere days after court filings indicated she is a witness for the prosecution in his son's federal gun trial means nothing? Are we really supposed to believe whatever excuse the White House will make for the visit when the press pool was specifically excluded from the little get-together is going to be legit? What exactly was Joe Biden trying to hide? What message did Haley Biden receive, either directly or indirectly, from his visit? We know that Joe Biden would likely do anything to protect Hunter from going to prison for his crimes, and it hardly seems out of character for him to speak to Haley and dissuade her from saying too much on the witness stand. Hunter Biden's trial is expected to begin in early June. If Joe Biden wasn't dabbling in a little witness tampering, what exactly are we expected to believe about his little visit to one of the prosecution's key witnesses? Now, I just want to do one thing while you guys are digesting what I've just read to you. Change the name Biden to Trump. And then imagine what would be happening right now. Just saying. I mean, you can take with that whatever you wish, but I just need you to think about this from a logical perspective. Change out the name Biden for Trump and tell me how this story would be playing through the mainstream media. Why is it nobody in the mainstream media is talking about it? This happened yesterday. I haven't heard anybody talking about it. I'll be fair, I don't even think I've heard anybody from Fox News talking about it yet. I mean, I don't really pay that much attention to them anymore. Most of what I watch from them is usually The Five, and then I watch Gutfeld because he has one of the people I work with on all the time. So I try to support his work. But where's the outrage? Where's the media screaming about witness tampering, witness intimidation? Why was the president alone with one of the witnesses in his son's trial? If this was Trump, it would be all everybody was talking about. But it's not Trump, so it's totes okay. Now, remember, the entire story about this laptop that has been going around since before 2020, that was quashed before the 2020 election, when people were polled after they found out about it and said, would this have impacted who you voted for? And an overwhelming majority said yes, enough to have probably changed the election results, by the way, even with the rampant irregularities. But this is new, because remember, it wasn't real at first. This is Victoria Taft. This is from May 25th. Hunter Biden's laptop is so real it will be used as evidence in his gun trial. My, we have come such a long way when it comes to how the Democrats, and by that I include the legacy media, have treated the Hunter Biden laptop story. Here are some of the points of this story. First, Hunter left 3 laptops with a Delaware Mac repair shop and forgot to pick up one of them. Then the FBI got a copy of the laptop in 2019 and then proceeded to pretend it didn't exist. Then the intelligence community, knowing it could be a storyline of the 2020 election, pre-bunked the content of the laptop as an Aspen gathering, telling journalists invited to the yearly confab that if they heard anything about the laptop, they should know it was hacked and should disregard it as disinformation. Dun, 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 dun. Then it was dismissed as Russian disinformation, and anyone reporting the story was a Putin poodle. Bark, bark. I need a barking sound effect for that. Anyway. I think probably it would sound more like Chihuahuas, though, because they're more annoying. Then they got social media companies to censor the story and any outlet that reported it. Then, before the 2020 election, the worst Secretary of State of all time got 51 lying politicians who used to work at the CIA and other spook agencies to say it sure looked like Russian disinformation to him. Golly. Then its existence was a right-wing conspiracy theory. Then Hunter's legal team confirmed its veracity in court papers. Then the Biden poodle, who had been investigating Hunter for years, was caught doing nothing. Then he looked at it to discover there were Mann Act and gun use crimes while high on crack evidence on the laptop. Then whistleblowers highlighted Hunter's lawbreaking. Then this week, the laptop was real and its contents will be used as evidence in Hunter's upcoming gun trial. Then the 53-year-old Biden said that his computer was hacked. This is an example of legacy media treatment of stories that make their side look bad. Thank you, Elon Musk, for highlighting this on this platform. I don't know what this is, but it's video, so let's give it a listen. It should be fun. It's on Elon's account.
That's not true, and it's definitely not really happening. Yeah, it's happening, but it's not a big deal. That thing that's happening is actually a good thing, and here's why. People freaking out about the thing that's happening are the real problem here.
All right, so that was funny because it's actually on, it's a video that says 4 stages of mainstream journalism. So then it goes through all of them.
That's
one
not
is
true,
this
and
one
it's
is Gaslight.
Definitely not really happening. Yeah, it's
this one coming up is Dismiss.
Happening, but it's not a big deal.
This one is the coping stage.
That thing that's happening is actually a good thing, and here's why. People
And then there's the attack stage.
Freaking out about the thing that's happening are the real problem here.
The laptop is real and is being used as evidence against Hunter Biden in his upcoming gun charge trial, which is scheduled to start June 3rd. Happy anniversary to me. Anyway, the feds charged that the president's son lied about drug use on his gun background form. CBS reported on a pretrial motion in court last week in which the judge allowed the laptop evidence to be used and how it will be treated by each side. I've been going through the contents of the laptop for PJ Media readers, and you'd have to close your eyes, put your hands over your ears, and la 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 very loudly to ignore the hooker's crack and disgusting behavior contained therein. Plus, the laptop highlights his use of crack while photographing his naked body while holding a gun. You can read about it in the link here. It's called in Hunter's Cocaine Gun. Anyway, again, remember, this is Margolis, not me saying these things because I don't write for PJ. Hunter had 2 guns, one a revolver and the other a semi-automatic. The Colt Cobra 388 PL revolver was tossed into a dumpster close to a school and found by a dumpster diver. Hunter's former girlfriend, his sister-in-law, who's his brother Bo's widow, threw the gun into a dumpster to keep it away from him. Ooh, that's probably why she's being called to testify. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens. So, in response to Haley's claim that she was afraid her boyfriend would use the gun, Hunter fired back. To do what, Haley? They think you're scared. I would shoot you, he went on before calling her a effing a-hole. You now have me as an abusive pedophile with homicidal tendencies, Hunter went on, and that's now in the hands of the FBI. If the glass slipper fits, Cinderella, I'm just saying. The incident was later investigated by police, who then called the Secret Service agents who tried to strong-arm the gun dealer into taking the document, proving the president's son had purchased it. The dealer refused, and now Hunter Biden will stand trial for lying on his gun form, a federal offense for which he could serve time. The irony of this is the very modification to the form that he lied on is one of the things that the left kept pushing for, so that if somebody illegally purchased a gun by breaking that rule, they could have the book thrown at them. And now that it's happening to one of theirs, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. Fun times, right? Fun times indeed. All right, we're going to take a music break real quick because it's almost top of the hour anyway. And let's see. I thought I had an instrumental version, but you know what? Let's play something else anyway. This is again Madison Rising, but it's a different song. You guys will recognize it though.
While storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us all swear allegiance to a land that's still free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise up our voices to the air with this solemn prayer. God
right, folks, we're getting pretty close to the top of the hour, so we're going to have to take our top of the hour break here in just a moment. But I do want to share something with you that I thought was rather amusing. This is from our friends in Wokeness. So apparently both Ilhan Omar and Cori Bush have deleted tweets regarding Memorial Day after they basically proved that they had no idea what Memorial Day was actually about. So let's read the first one. This is from Ilhan Omar. On Memorial Day, we honor the heroic men and women who served our country. We owe them more than our gratitude. They have more than earned access to quality mental health services, job opportunities, housing assistance, and the benefits they were promised, as well as voting for you, since we're honoring people that are dead. Dummy. Anyway, Cori Bush. This Memorial Day and every day we honor our veterans in St. Louis. We must invest in universal health care, affordable housing, comprehensive mental health services, and education and economic opportunities for our veterans as we work to build a world free of war and violence. Pretty sure dead people don't need comprehensive health care. Just saying. I can't with these people anymore. All right, so we're going to get ready for top of the hour. So probably going to end the show differently than we normally do. So give me just a second here. So we're going to end the top of the hour differently than we normally do as well. What is that? Why? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait. Now I know why. I was like, what is going on? Anyway. I need to integrate another machine for this part of it, because then I can have that channel closed while I'm playing. Things I'm learning on the fly, folks. Don't mind me too much. You're listening to The Rick Robinson Show, the Memorial Day edition, live on KLRN Radio. We'll be right back.
At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I only have a certain budget.
No problem. Right now at the LASIK Vision Institute, get 20% off LASIK when treated in April. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes, plus guaranteed financing options. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your journey towards 20/20 vision. Must mention this promotion and be treated in April of 2024 to qualify. 20% off standard price of Wave Light procedure. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to GetLVILASIK.com for details. At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I'm so busy right now.
We offer a mix of convenient days and times, including 30-minute virtual appointments to fit your schedule.
I would love it, but I have astigmatism.
We treat thousands of patients with astigmatism every month with great outcomes. The LASIK Vision Institute is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your LASIK journey.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, and drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
I am Conor McGregor, multiple weight MMA champion. I'm a fighter and I've been through many battles in the octagon. Many consider my fights in the octagon heroic, but the real life heroes are those men and women who fight to protect us every day. The real life fighters, the real life heroes, are the firefighters and police officers. These first responders are true heroes, because these brave men and women put themselves in the line of danger every single day protecting us all. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation ensures that first responders from fire, EMS and police departments who are killed in the line of duty with young children have a home without the burden of a mortgage. They are my heroes. They need our help today. I'd like to ask you to join me in donating $11 a month to support their efforts. Your $11 a month honours and supports our first responders. Please call now at 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For JD Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new Signature Wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mix with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Haha, just kidding. That was not the song I was looking for. Oh, you know what? Let's just open with this one. I like this one too.
Although Saturdays when kids go out and play, yo, I was up in my room, I let the stereo play. Wasn't faded, not jaded, just a kid with a pad and a pen and a big imagination. All this I see, I find a push the envelope to the line. Make it, break it, take it, until I'm overrated. Click, click, boom, I'm coming down on the stereo, hit me on the radio. Click, click, boom, I'm coming down with a new style, and you know it's buck wild. Click, click, boom, I'm on the radio station, touring around the nation, leaving the scene in devastation. I can see it in my mind, I can see it in their eyes. It's close enough to touch it now, far away.
Welcome into a Memorial Day edition of the Rick Robinson Show, live right here on KLRNradio.com. We do this thing now officially every Monday through Friday. Well, most Mondays, almost every Monday. One Monday of the month I will be taking off. But yeah, so Monday through Friday, most of the time. 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. if you live in God's time zone. Noon if you live on the West Coast, which if you live there, why the hell haven't you moved yet? And Mountain, nobody cares about you anyway, so just hush. Anyway, so we're here, we're live. For those of you working for the weekend, most of you are on day 3 of your 3-day weekend, so that makes tomorrow your Monday. I'm sorry. Having done that kind of work for a long time, I always hated how much busier it seemed when the holiday break was over, because it was like, it was almost worth not taking the time off or not getting the time off, because it seemed like we worked even harder the rest of the week after having the extra day off. But I guess that depends on the type of work that you do. For me, I had been doing call center work from basically 2009 until 2023. So yeah, though now most of them, honestly, I didn't get holidays off. So this one was a new experience. I was there working with OU for their Center of Public Management for a decade. So it was a little different because at first it was more like an office job where we answered phone calls, and then it became more and more like a call center again. And that was eventually when I was just like, you know what? I put my 10 years in. I'm putting in my papers. Bye, guys. Love you. Mean it. Not really. The people, yes. I still keep in touch with a lot of the people. But the job itself, y'all can have it. Oh, wait. Did I say that out loud? My bad. Anyway, so we're back. We're live. It's Memorial Day. We're trying to have a little bit more fun than we normally do. And I found something that I thought I had played already. But since it's Memorial Fun Day, this looks like it's going to be a catch-up episode of This Week in Democracy with our good friend Gene Baradelli. I already had at least one of those planned, and then I found this one. I was like, I don't think I ever played this one either. So let's do that now. Let me make sure I'm ready to go here. All right, so I was not ready to go. I thought I was. See, I thought I could have it set up to where even when it was muted, it would show me when something was coming through there. So I need to figure that out because I thought I had that configured already. That would make my life a little bit easier. All right, so I think I've shut that up now. Let's make sure. Apologies in advance if you lose an eardrum. All right, here we go.
Look, these Sunbelt battleground states, frankly, for the Joe Biden campaign, these numbers are an absolute disaster. The smallest lead is in Arizona for Donald Trump. He's up 6. Look at this, 9 in Georgia, 13 in Nevada. My goodness gracious, my God.
Ain't nothing changed, nothing new here to see. This ain't nothing but some political maneuvering. America. Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Democracy, where we showcase some of the dumbest newsmakers of the week. As a general rule, I tend not to pay attention to a lot of polling before Labor Day in an election year. Polls this early aren't indicative of who's going to win in November, so I tend not to really look at them that closely. What I will look at them for are for trends and momentum, where to allocate resources, what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Well, let's take a look at these polls right now from 6 battleground states. Donald Trump is winning 5 out of the 6 of them, which means his campaign's doing something right, and Biden is definitely doing a lot wrong. We're going to try to read some tea leaves with these polls and see what the Democrat hive mind is thinking with all of this. But before we do all that, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. And if you like what you're seeing here in this or any other video on the channel, you guys know what to do. You got to smash that thumbs up button, like, comment, share the show with your friends, all that good stuff, because all that, it all feeds the YouTube algorithm.
Can you feed me, Carbon? Feed me now!
Thank you guys so much for all that you do to help grow the channel. You know how much I appreciate all your efforts. And if you're a newbie who happened to find the channel for the first time, I'm glad you're here, and I hope that this video earns your subscription as we talk about the value of this New York Times poll that shows Donald Trump winning in 5 out of 6 battleground states. Now, again, I don't think polls before Labor Day are determinative about what the outcome is going to be in November. We're way too far out. But this is useful for a couple of different things. Looking at what narratives are working and not working, looking at different trends among the electorate, and looking at where resources should be deployed, what areas, what states, what battlegrounds are necessary to win the election. With that in mind, I think we're seeing Democrats, especially Democrats in the media, freaking out about these poll numbers. While we haven't reached those levels of panic just yet, it's certainly getting late early for Biden supporters, and let's go through why that is. What better way to find out what's going through the Democratic hive mind right now than checking out the reaction from CNN to these latest poll numbers from the New York Times?
Look, these Sunbelt battleground states, frankly, for the Joe Biden campaign, these numbers are an absolute disaster. The smallest lead is in Arizona for Donald Trump. He's up 6. Look at this, 9 in Georgia, 13 in Nevada. My goodness gracious, my God. That is a huge lead. No Democrat has lost that state since John Kerry lost it back in 2004.
Okay, so maybe they are panicking as much as that clip that I showed earlier.
Everybody panic!
How about these Great Lake battleground states? This is something that the Joe Biden campaign can work with. Look, Pennsylvania, Donald Trump up 3, but that's well within the margin of error. Wisconsin, Donald Trump up 1, well within the margin of error. And actually, a Joe Biden lead well within the margin of error, up a point here. This they can work with the Joe Biden campaign. This, the Donald Trump campaign, absolutely loves, and it looks like a lot of the other polling on the Sun Belt battlegrounds.
When you're looking into the numbers, why do you think Biden is doing better in the Great Lakes and Trump is doing so much better in the Sun Belt?
Yeah, the Trump coalition is changing. That's basically what's cooking.
Whoa, look at those numbers. Pay attention to the non-white numbers in comparison to the 2020 election. That's gone up significantly. When you're looking at Nevada and Arizona, you're looking at Hispanic voters, and it seems like those voters are moving into the Trump column.
Here, this is at least one of the big reasons why. So this is among likely voters in all these battleground states we just spoke about. Back in 2020, 84% of the Trump campaigns, the Trump coalition was white. Look where it is now. It's 78%. The non-white portion of the Trump coalition, it was 13% in 2020. Look at this now. It's 19%. So the Trump coalition is becoming more diverse. And, of course, those Sun Belt battleground states are more diverse than the Great Lake battleground states.
You're looking at the Nevadas and the Arizonas here.
Of course. If you look at Nevada, Arizona, heavy Hispanic population, Georgia, heavily African-American population. Michigan does have some black voters in it, but Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are heavily, heavily white.
So we're getting racist up in this piece right now. So I don't think necessarily that Trump base has shrunk when it comes to white voters. I think that the base has just expanded to include more non-white voters.
Racial harmony, crossing the aisle.
As for Joe Biden, it seems like his constituency, his supporters, turning whiter by the day. And I'm not just saying with fear.
Fools and liberals. Okay, add it all up. What does this say about where the race stands right now? We're talking Electoral College and the race to 270.
Yeah, the race to 270. It's advantage Donald Trump.
Oh, they're definitely panicking like that clip I showed earlier. I mean, look at that. He's 2 electoral votes away, they're projecting. We're only in May. That's pretty crazy. There's got to be a significant seed change to get Joe Biden over the top right now. Now, if you notice, I'm looking on the map right now, and I'm going to be predicting something here. They're leaving the states where Trump is in the margin of error, or Biden is leading in the margin of error, as toss-ups right now. But if Trump wins one of those 3 states between Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, then he's over the top for 268 if he maintains his hold on Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin. There's a lot of moving parts here, folks, so this is by no means a fait accompli. Donald Trump has not locked up anything at this point, nor should anybody think that at this point.
But he's not over the 270 mark just yet, all right? So if we flip Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia here in your lighter shades of pink, you add them to the states, and of course the 2nd congressional district up in Maine, which Donald Trump won last time around, that gets him to 268 electoral votes. If we keep Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania in the too close to call category, along with Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, Joe Biden at 225. So it's advantage Donald Trump, but Joe Biden does at this point have a path to 270.
Yeah, and right now, as you're pointing out, neither.
Yeah.
Neither there.
Neither there.
And we have a long road to it
Yes,
still.
we do.
Fine, I'm totally fine.
That sounded like a whole bunch of cope at the end of that, don't you think? It's a long way to go, folks, and he's not there yet. Nobody's there yet. Calm down. Move away from the ledge. Donald Trump hasn't won just yet. CNN is trying to measure the expectations of their viewers right now and making sure that they don't go off the deep end. But it's clear from these numbers that we've identified where the battlegrounds are, where money and resources should be deployed, where voter drives should be going, where Scott Presler should certainly go, and I think he's already settled in Pennsylvania. So it looks like the lines have been drawn and set for what's going to be happening in November. But the cope and the panic I saw on CNN right now, wow, it is a lot more palpable than even I thought it was going to be. And when we come back from the break, we're going to look at another barometer for the left, the ladies of The View, and see how they're coping with these numbers. And maybe we can get an idea of what the hive mind is thinking right here and what needs to be done to help drag Joe Biden over the finish line like they did back in 2020. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. To get a barometer of what the Democratic hive mind is really thinking, I'm not going to look at those members of The View that we know are in the bag for Biden. Not Whoopi Goldberg, not Sunny Hostin. No, we know what they're going to say. They're going to be in full panic mode about these numbers. We get it. But I want to hear what the other members of The View, the so-called more independent people who are on the show, like Sarah Haynes and Alyssa Farah, and see what they have to say. Let's start with Alyssa first.
Joe Biden has objectively achieved a lot on the economy. He did the infrastructure package as well. He has things to brag about. But my problem is this. He did an interview with Aaron Burnett, and he said, actually, you're better off than you think you are. That's a bad message. When people's grocery prices are up by 30%, you're saying, believe me, rather than what your bank account is telling you. He's got 6 months to come up with an inspiring, forward-looking message and get out there and talk about it. And for us, I think it's important. I engage Trump voters, and I don't do it to make them feel shamed or to attack them for where they are, but to talk about what a second term could look like and how dangerous it is. I think that's how we need to be using our voices, and the campaign, the Biden campaign, just has to get more active.
We? Who's we? That's how we're going to be using our voices. She's in the bag for Biden, too. The whole show is in the bag for Biden at this point. If she's not going to be neutral or even objective, really, then, frankly, she's useless on The View. She's just another one of the cronies like Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin. It's kind of sad to see, really. But I want to focus on what she said about the Aaron Burnett interview. In fact, we already talked about that interview in a previous video last week. You can find that in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Just click on it, and it'll take you right to that video. Or wait till this video is over and then go check it out under our videos tab. Yes, Biden has the wrong message, and we pointed it out in that video. Don't believe your lying wallet. Believe what I'm telling you, Biden's saying. And that is definitely the wrong message. At least Alyssa recognizes that. But then to go into the tank for Biden the way that she did and to openly collude with other friends of her on The View here and say this is what we need to do to stop Trump, that's pretty disgusting in my opinion.
Well, I would say when you say the Biden campaign has to get more active, I actually blame the media slightly. We talked last week a lot about how I don't think people are able to watch this Trump trial 24/7, like all the time. Like it's a still shot, it's a picture of a door, it's all of this stuff. Now, we're talking about we're in a campaign. We should be hearing more. We always say, why don't we hear from the Biden administration? I don't leave that all on the Biden administration's door. The media needs to cover things.
The media needs to cover Biden more. He's the president of the United States. You're telling me they're not covering him every day? Is it the media's fault that the Biden campaign is not getting their message out effectively? He just did a sit-down interview with CNN that was just discussed. If that isn't trying to help Biden, I don't know what is. Does the media have to drag him across the finish line like Weekend at Bernie's?
Here we go.
What else should the media be doing? What else is the media not doing at this point? The left-wing media that is out there is already all in with Biden. They're trying their best, I think. I don't want to stick up for the left-wing media here, but this is a pretty interesting call to action almost by Sarah Haynes here, saying that the media has to do more to help Joe Biden. It's sort of a naked admission that the media has to influence voters in favor of this lame president.
For example, abortion is a winning issue for Democrats, women's reproductive health. Vice President Harris did an event last week. I couldn't find any coverage on it, and that's a Democrat's winning stance. I also think that there was an asylum regulation decided on with the border. Everyone has agreed the border's a problem. Didn't see any coverage on that because we're busy watching the Donald Trump door not opening.
And don't forget Nikki Haley. Her win. Didn't she win?
What?
Dynamite drop in, Whoopi. I don't think anybody's mentioned Nikki Haley for at least 2 months, but okay.
Yeah, she got like 150,000. Oh, yeah. But I mean, then also you've got last week, our incumbent president stepped in to do a speech on anti-Semitism. They cut to the speech, came back and talked about Donald Trump. So what's happening here is Donald Trump is Donald Trumping us. It's deja vu from 2016. And the coverage, the irony is the people covering that news thinks they're getting one up on Donald Trump while they're handing him a lot of votes because of the coverage. It's ridiculous.
It's almost as if the strategy of using lawfare has backfired on Democrats to the point where Donald Trump is winning without even really campaigning. He's sitting in court all day in a sham trial, in my opinion, dealing with legal issues while he's winning because the American people are seeing that this lawfare is nothing but a way to stop Donald Trump from running for president. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is out there for the whole world to see, trying to say that your wallet doesn't matter because everything's being good, Jack. Everything's all right here in the economy, and you just don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, Sarah Hans is saying that the media is not doing enough to help Biden out. They're not covering passing regulations. When is the last time you cared about the passage of a regulation by the federal government? When was the last time that was front page news? Especially in light of the fact that there's so much other front page news going on all over the place between the Trump trials, what's going on college campuses, what's happening internationally, anti-Semitism run amok everywhere. But a regulation? That's what you want to talk about? But a speech that Kamala Harris gave? That's going to trump, no pun intended, the big news of our time? Come on here. This is even more cope coming from the ladies of The View. It's kind of what I expected to see. There is panic. There's a lot more panic than I thought there was going to be because I don't think they're being rational about these poll numbers. They're instructive to everyone running. They're instructive to Democrats and to Republicans. They're instructive in that the current things that the Biden administration is doing on the campaign trail, the lawfare and the interviews that he's given and the speeches that Kamala Harris has given that are virtually non-existent, it's not helping, especially in battleground states, especially with non-white voters, which is really interesting because you would think of Democrats as the party of diversity, right? Meanwhile, it's Trump's base that's becoming more diverse by the month. As for Donald Trump, you now know where to focus your resources, your money, and your people. You know where to bombard campaign ads. You know where to visit more often. You know where to get people out to turn out on voter registration drives. Get those local Republican parties out there and signing up new voters. That's what the county GOP should be for. That's what your state GOP should be for. Get them out there. Get those voters signed up. Just don't build up in Florida or Texas. Go to Pennsylvania with Scott Pressler and start doing voter registration drives everywhere you can. Go to Arizona and do the same thing with Kari Lake. Do the same thing in Nevada. Do the same thing in Michigan. Yes, even Michigan where you're behind a little bit. Build up your voter base there. Put some money and resources into there. There's a clear roadmap for Donald Trump to win in 2024, amazingly. There's a similar roadmap for Joe Biden, but the road seems to be a lot harder now. He's put himself in a deeper hole because what he has done so far has not worked. Democrats are right to be panicked. They got a lot of work to do in the next 5 months or so. But hey, listen, that's just my opinion on all this. Let me know what you guys think about these interesting poll numbers. Do you put any stock in them as far as who is going to win the election? Or like me, do you think that these poll numbers are only indicative of trends and momentum? Let's talk about that in the comments. And as always, like and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. We got a lot to discuss in these comments. Let's get a little wonky. Discussing all the shenanigans and buffoonery happening every day this week in Dumb-mocracy.
And as always, don't forget you can always check out Gene's book, Schnooks, Crooks, Liars, and Scoundrels, available on Amazon.com. We are going to take a break here in just a second. Quick point on the way out the door, though. All right, and again, welcome, and remember, that is actually a channel run by my good friend Gene. Starting next month, you guys will actually start being able to see these things. Probably mid-month. I'm still working out some of the kinks. But we are transitioning more to a video format as well as audio streaming. So we're getting there. I'm working on getting the board down first since I just changed everything about how I do everything. So we shall see where we go from here. But on that note, just to make sure that we are on the same page, like I said, we're going to take a quick break. Going to play a song on the way out. Probably going to let this one run and then take the break and then come back. Just haven't decided which one I want to. Actually, I think I just decided. So here we go. Well, I said that, but I forgot to hit the button. All right, here we go.
His virtue was felt by all who he came to know. Rare is one like him, a kind and gentle soul. He taught me how to stand tall when face to face with fear. Before his last fight, he gathered up his men, and he said, bury me in hallowed ground. Let me lay near to the ones who walked with me. So bury me in hallowed ground. Let me rest in peace in hallowed ground. Never left a man behind, always held their spirits high. He saved the day on countless times. Fair in all his ways until his final days. Before his last fight, gathered up his men, and he said, bury me in hallowed ground. Let me lay near to the ones who walk
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Rick Robinson Show, the Memorial Day edition, live right here on KLRNradio.com. We're going to take a break. We've got one more segment coming at you on the other side. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you. See you, see you.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I only have a certain budget.
No problem. Right now at the LASIK Vision Institute, get 20% off LASIK when treated in April. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes, plus guaranteed financing options. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your journey towards 20/20 vision. Must mention this promotion and be treated in April of 2024 to qualify. 20% off standard price of wave light procedure. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Go to GetLVILASIK.com for details. At the LASIK Vision Institute, we know LASIK is a big decision, and every one of our patients is unique. That's why we customize your LASIK journey to you.
I'm so busy right now.
We offer a mix of convenient days and times, including 30-minute virtual appointments to fit your schedule.
I would love it, but I have astigmatism.
We treat thousands of patients with astigmatism every month with great outcomes. The LASIK Vision Institute is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you. So visit GetLVILASIK.com today to start your LASIK journey.
I am Conor McGregor, multiple weight MMA champion. I'm a fighter and I've been through many battles in the octagon. Many consider my fights in the octagon heroic, but the real-life heroes are those men and women who fight to protect us every day. The real-life fighters, the real-life heroes, are the firefighters and police officers. These first responders are true heroes, because these brave men and women put themselves in the line of danger every single day protecting us all. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation ensures that first responders from fire, EMS and police departments who are killed in the line of duty with young children have a home without the burden of a mortgage. They are my heroes. They need our help today. I'd like to ask you to join me in donating $11 a month to support their efforts. Your $11 a month honours and supports our first responders. Please call now at 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Somebody's sister or brother, a father, son, daughter or mother, come on. They are the soldiers of America. They put their lives on the line, gave up their own right to freedom, so you could have yours and I could have mine, alright. They come from a bright light city, they come from a one-horse town, but if they're coming for you, boy, you better know they ain't messing around, because they do it for me and they'll do it for you. In the red, white, and blue. Amen to the ones on the battlefield. Amen to those who fall. Amen to the women and the children getting caught between it all. They said they fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue. So just for 1 second, put yourself in their boots. Turn your back on everything you know right now. With the whole world to lose, you got no dinner with the family. You got no home, no luxury car. Just a welcome to the battlefield, 'cause it's time to go to war. Because they do it for me and they do it for you. In the red, white, and blue. Amen to the ones on the battlefield. Amen to those who fall. Amen to the women and the children getting caught between it all. They said they fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue. The red, white, and blue. The red, white, and you. The red, white, and blue. The red, white, and you. Amen to the ones on the battlefield. Amen to those who fall. Amen to the women and the children getting caught between it all. They said they fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue. Amen to the ones on the battlefield. Amen to those who fall. Amen to the women and the children getting caught between it all. They said they fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue. Somebody's sister or brother, a mother, daughter, father, or son.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was from the 2000 album, self-titled Madison Rising, 2011 album, sorry, Madison Rising, Soldiers of America. Felt like it was kind of a fitting way to come back in on the final segment. We're here, we're live, it's Monday. We're going to start doing most Mondays again, so it'll be Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Still haven't decided if I'm going to, because eventually I will either be starting earlier or, well, actually, I guess I will be starting, I haven't figured that out yet either. I guess it would have to be starting early at this point, because we're actually going to be running some programming after me starting sometime either next month or the following. Haven't made that announcement yet, but we do have some early afternoon content coming. So, yeah, so that's happening. Anyway, so we're here. We're live. Hope everybody's having a great Monday, having a great Memorial Day as we just kind of hang out for a little bit, goof off. Hope you guys are having fun. I just had somebody bail on the chat because they got to go shoot things, and I'm sad now because I want to go with them. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway. Got to get serious a second on Memorial Day. This is from Catherine Salgado over at PJ Media with today's Dateline. Gold Star Dad wants answers from Biden this Memorial Day. A father who lost his military son in the attack on Kabul airport during the Biden administration's utterly catastrophic Afghanistan withdrawal wants Biden and his fellow Americans to think of and be grateful to our fallen heroes this Memorial Day. Darren Hoover Sr., Gold Star father of Kabul airport attack victim Staff Sergeant Darren Taylor Hoover Jr., told Newsmax TV's Rob Schmidt tonight, per a transcript by Breitbart, that he has had no answers, no explanations, no apologies from Joe Biden. Indeed, Biden would no doubt want everyone to develop dementia like him when it comes to the disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. This Memorial Day weekend, while other families picnic and relax, Darren Hoover Sr. will be mourning his late son. I know it's a 3-day weekend and everybody's going to be out kind of the first weekend of summer, but I just ask that people take a minute, stop and think about what all these men and women heroes who have sacrificed their lives for our freedoms and remember and thank them for it in their own way, Hoover said. The grieving father also highlighted Joe Biden's total failure. We haven't heard a word from him. They have put Afghanistan in the rearview mirror, and none of us have been talked to. None of. They haven't reached out, period. And it's time to bring this back around and answer those questions. We must not forget how the Biden administration betrayed the U.S. military and our Afghan allies. Rightly and understandably, Hoover declared, we want accountability. We want those answers, and we're not getting them. On a weekend like this, with the anniversary coming up too, something needs to be done. They need to step up and do what needs to be done in order to get us those answers. And frankly, the country is owed those answers. There were many thousands of military members who fought and bled in Afghanistan. For what? All of the veterans that are from the 20-year war, all of the ones who were lost in that 20-year war, deserve better than what we've gotten. And he needs to step away and leave the White House. Hoover insisted the brave men and women of our armed forces were totally and shamefully betrayed by the Biden administration. And of course, it has also never been clear how many tens of thousands of Americans and Afghan allies were left behind in Afghanistan, stranded to be captured and or killed by the Taliban. In 2021, a suicide bomber killed 13 American service members, including Staff Sergeant Hoover, and around 170 Afghan civilians. Biden and his administration would not take responsibility for what an utter failure the Afghan withdrawal was, and Biden was even caught callously and repeatedly checking his watch during the ceremony honoring the Kabul victims. At the time, Mark Schmitz, father of Kabul victim Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, called Biden's behavior the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen. But that's Joe Biden. He can bewail a drugged-out criminal like George Floyd meeting with Floyd's family, but he despises the brave men and women who died to protect our nation. Biden is a complete disgrace as an American and as our commander-in-chief, or as I call him now that it's me speaking and not the writer of this piece, our cauliflower-in-chief, because we have a vegetable in the White House and have had for quite some time. Now, the reason I bring this up is because this is the day that we're supposed to remember those things. We're supposed to fondly remember those who gave their lives, that are loved ones for you and I. But we also need to start remembering that this is also a day that we need to start making plans to hold people accountable when they allow people to die for no reason. This has now happened under 2 different administrations where Biden was involved. Hillary got the blame for Benghazi. Biden deserves the blame for Afghanistan. Despite the media running cover for him, despite the media claiming, well, this was all part of Trump's plan, Trump's plan didn't involve some of the things that Biden allowed to have happen. We even heard Trump after the fact claiming, I had planned on keeping us at that base as we left because I still wanted a presence there. Whether that's true or not, I don't really know. But I do know I doubt it would have gone this way if not for what happened at the 2020 election. Now, I firmly believe that the universe in America is about to start getting things right again. because Biden was such an unknown quantity and everybody had Trump fatigue and COVID fatigue and everything else. And they were like, screw it, this guy can't be any worse than what we have right now. And we found out we were wrong. When I say we, I don't mean the royal we. I mean you guys, because I didn't vote for him. And I will not be voting for him again. But here we are. So as we get ready to close out the show, just a reminder, we're going to be back doing this tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. There will not be a Ladies of the Red Wine tonight. I may actually put up a replay for them and just fill their 2 hours with one of their shows. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that yet, one way or the other. Then I'll be back tomorrow night doing He Said, She Said for, I'm sorry, that's not the right one. Cocktail Lounge is Tuesday, Rick, get it right. Cocktail Lounge, 7:30 Eastern, Brad and Aggie. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 my time. Good Lord, I'm stumbling all over the place today. Can you tell I normally don't do radio on Mondays? But I love you guys, and I'm trying to get back to doing more content. Other than that, this coming Wednesday, we have the Toxic Masculinity Show. So first on Wednesday, it'll be the Whatever Show with myself and Stacy, 7 p.m. Eastern. Toxic Masculinity with myself, G, Aggie, and Andrew, our pole dude. So we have our bar babe and our pole dude. I don't know if we have a babe of the month yet. I have an idea, but I haven't talked to them yet. So we'll have to see if anybody else has any other plans. And then after that, we have the Talk Murder to Me. Their second episode will be this Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Then Ordy and I should be here nightcap, 10 p.m. Eastern. Unless he gets called into work super early again, because apparently they can't do they can't run their business without him now. So it keeps getting in the way of us being able to do our thing. Not happy. Anyway, mostly kidding. Then Thursday again, back around doing Rick Robinson, 3 to 5. Thursday night doing Jen and Rick, 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday afternoon, this one again. Friday night, He Said, She Said, myself and Aggie. Still covering for Mickey Blowtorch, who was on extended hiatus, and keeping the lights warm and lights on and seat warm. However, ladies, I hate to disappoint you. I cannot do the helicopter as well as your beloved Mickey, and I won't even try. Saturday night, I don't think we're going to do a makeup juxtaposition because I think we keep jinxing ourselves and officially throwing off the schedule. So I think we're just going to reset and get back around to doing the 2-week thing in 2 weeks. Also, we will be moving to a 2-hour format there. So that will be running from 10 to midnight Eastern, starting in 2 weeks from last Saturday. It was supposed to be last Saturday, but again, Amish got called in early to work because they can't do anything without him now. Do I sound bitter? I'm really not trying to sound bitter, I promise. Well, okay, maybe just a little bitter. Just a little. All right, let's see. I think there was at least one other quick hit story I kind of wanted to do on the way out the door. Only because it's kind of in the same vein of us having fun today. This is from our friends over at the Blaze Media. So Top Gun Maverick actor Glenn Powell moves away from Hollywood so he doesn't have to, quote-unquote, live in the Matrix all the time. This is written by Dave Urbanski, today's Dateline over at The Blaze. Fellow actor Matthew McConaughey had just the place in mind for him. Actor Glenn Powell, who gained notoriety for his role as a talented, cocky pilot in Top Gun Maverick, and then fast-rising stardom opposite Sydney Sweeney in Anyone But You, is moving out of Hollywood after 15 years. In fact, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Powell is already gone to Texas, specifically Austin. There he will be closer to family and complete his college degree, the outlet said. As with other actors in recent years, Powell has found Hollywood's appeal wanting, and on a deeper level, he also was having difficulty determining what was real and who was real in his life, the magazine said. So according to the reporter, Powell took the advice of superstar actor Matthew McConaughey. All right. He's like, Hollywood is the Matrix, man. You plug in and it's all fake. It's all a fake world. Powell recalled to the outlet. He's like, then I go to Austin and I unplug. It's all real. Those are my friends. That's my family. My actions matter there. Austin is almost as blue as Commiewood, sir, so did you really unplug? And he's right. If you're here, you live in the Matrix all the time. There's no separation of those worlds. And for me, especially as my parents get older and my niece and nephew are growing up, I want a separation of those worlds. The reporter said Powell bought a house 30 minutes from his parents, adding that some combination of his mom and dad and his two sisters visit every project that Powell's on, no matter where in the world he is. The outlet added that they also keep him out of his head and they make everything more fun. Powell's mother, Cindy, who once worked in the Reagan administration and has been an extra in nearly every movie her son has been in, told the reporter, "I know we're probably in his way sometimes, but you wouldn't know it because he makes everyone feel loved and taken care of." Tossing Tinseltown. As Blaze readers no doubt know by now, a number of well-known thespians, I said thespians, you pervs, have ditched their Hollywood digs in recent years. Earlier this month, it was revealed that actor Adrian Grenier said he departed Hollywood for a life in his own farming community in Texas after years of a hedonistic lifestyle. Also in May, stuntman and Jackass star Steve O said he's leaving Hollywood in favor of Tennessee, where there's more land, lower taxes, and he can have full-blown gun parties. Yeehaw! Oh, sorry. Rocky icon Sylvester Stallone earlier this year announced he and his family were moving out of California, where they lived for decades, to Florida. Last year, actor Scott Baio also ditched California for Florida after 45 years. He stated the reasons bluntly: between the homeless defecating on the sidewalk, doing drugs on the sidewalk in the middle of the day, illegal aliens all over the place, laws meaning nothing, crime is out of control, graffiti on everything, and all my tax dollars, I don't know what they go for anymore. In 2022, Mark Wahlberg said he was moving from California to Nevada to give my kids, quote-unquote, a better life, and because it made a lot more sense for us. Comedian and actor Rob Schneider, you can do it, explained why he moved out of California in 2022. I really feel like I don't want the Democratic Party trying to run my life, and there's no one aspect of your life that they don't want to interfere with one way or the other. All right, so we've already done most of the recap. For those of you who haven't done so yet, you can also always find me as a contributor on Twitchy.com, MisfitsPolitics.com, and TheLoftusParty.com, and also as the executive producer of the Loftus Party podcast that usually drops on Tuesdays. I'll be working on that later this evening to get it ready to go. And also, you can also follow along with me on most social media at RowdyRick73. The only one that's different is Insta, which I barely use, and I got locked out of the original account, which had that at, so it's at RowdyRick1973. Still haven't quite figured out what we're doing with that one yet, but we will. All right, so on that note, we are going to get out of here. We're going to get ready to make way for the other parts of life that we have to do today. Again, hope everybody is taking just a moment and remembering those who aren't with us anymore because they gave the ultimate sacrifice and paid the ultimate price for you and I to be able to have the freedoms that most of us take for granted, and I really wish that would change. But on that note, we are going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a great remainder of your Memorial Day. Of course, it doesn't make sense to close out the show any other way. I'd planned on doing the Armed Forces medley too, but I ran out of time. So we're going to go out with this one. And I played that yesterday on Rails anyway. So anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, and I will see you tomorrow.